All right. Welcome, folks, to Tanya Today. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad Zichron Kadeshim in Montreal, Canada, where it's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya, who is joining us today from all over the globe. We have Michael in Germany with us, John in North Carolina, Shalom. Miriam is with us in England, London, England. Rav. Eugenia is back in Calgary. Susan in Scranton, Pennsylvania, good morning. Andrea is with us in Phoenix. Rusty in Texas. Joseph in New Jersey. We have Diane in Arizona. Yvonne in the Netherlands, welcome. All right. We have Brigitor. I don't know if I got that right. I don't think so. Welcome. Shavuot. We have Denise in New Jersey. Daphne is with us in South Carolina. Ajint Albert, not certain where. Welcome. In Michigan, Art is with us. Dom is in Indonesia. Paula in Bakersfield, California. Jane in the Philippines. Good evening. In Waterbury, Connecticut. I don't know if I pronounce it Sarich. Clem in Brisbane, Boker, good evening. Liba and David are with us in New York. Yohanan in California. Amy is with us in Denver. Julie is in Pennsylvania. Who else is Leah in Florida? Stan in Fort Myers, Florida. Who else do we have here? Simcha in Florida also. I think we got everybody. We have in Clubhouse, we have Batya, we have Vilma, we have David, we have Adam, we have Michael, we have Celeste, we have Merrill. We have on Instagram, we have Grateful Living, Yenta Telebenta, we have Yehuda in England, we have Akoy in Peru, we have Chris in Mexico. Beautiful. Yes, JLI begins this Wednesday. My God, what an amazing course. My God. 25 different questions about God that are simply I'm so excited about it because every angle that you have a question about God, whether it's, can God create a rock that he can't pick up, to why do we refer to God as male or feminine, or for any, why not, gender free, to why does God allow evil? You name it, we will be doing you want to sign up. You want to go to jlimontreal.com. jlimontreal.com. Someone can put that up. That's great. Yeah, you definitely want to come to it. We continue in the 27th letter. This letter, Alter Rebbe is giving condolences, uplifting the souls of the Chassidim that lived in Israel when their Rebbe, their mentor, their teacher, passed away, Mendel Haradoker, and he's trying to give them the strength that they need to deal with it. And of course, for us, that means the strength that we need to deal with in such circumstance. So the Alter Rebbe now, in this second part, gives an elucidation on the first part that he spoke about, a deeper understanding. So we quoted from the Zohar. Tzadikai dispater ishtakach v'kulei almin yatim bechayahu. Translated from, that's Aramaic, by the way, not even Hebrew. When a tzaddik, when a righteous person departs, that righteous person is found in all the worlds more than during their lifetime. And we need to understand what that means. Right. To say that the righteous person is found in the spiritual realms more than ever before, that makes sense. That we get in the upper worlds. But in this world, in this physical world, where physically the tzaddik is no longer here, how does that make sense? So the understanding is based on the idiom of our sages that say that the tzaddik depart, they left life for the living. What does it mean they left life for the living? Don't we live our own lives? Don't we have our own vitality? What does it mean? Well, it depends what your vitality is. So the tzaddik, the righteous, they do not live the life of the flesh. That's not the life that they lead. They lead a spiritual life that consists of faith, awe, and love of God. That's what they're all about. That's what gives them life, is their faith, their love, and awe of God. Not in a figurative sense, but literally, that's what gives them life. But not only does it give them life, but through that, they also give life to the students, the disciples, the people that are connected to them. And the people that are connected. And he brings down verses that bring out that tzaddik lives by his faith, the awe of God leads to life for the righteous, and pursues tzedakah and chesed, we find life, and chesed is love. These three attributes are found in every world by the righteous, proportionate to the world, of course, and meaning that they affect every world. Of course, the spiritual worlds, but even this physical world. Very short teachings. Tomorrow we're going to explain how is it that when the righteous are alive, we get less from them than when they're not alive? How could that be? How does it make sense? But right now, let's focus in on the idea of what kind of life you live. And there could be abyssal fabringen over here. We probably should say l'chaim. My cup running thunder. Nothing here. Not even water, let alone anything else. Okay, so our virtual. So the story is like this. We all need to ask what kind of life we lead. If life is about doing lunch, getting together, the guys or the girls, whatever it is, and doing lunch, If life is about golf, is that what is one's life, or whatever other physical activity, then folks, when it's over, it's over. There is no golf up there. There is no doing lunch up there when we leave this world. So then it's over. I mean, it's not really over because the soul does live on, and there were elements of the soul that engaged in this world that was not about the physical desires to be fulfilled here, but they were about the mitzvahs that we did here. We did. As the Talmud tells us, a Jew is full of mitzvahs just like a pomegranate is full of seeds. So yeah, but the lesson to be taught over here is, how much are we going to live on? Well, if life is about golf down here, then it doesn't live on the golf. If it's about, the next pleasurable experience that I have over here, it doesn't live on. It's finished. So I don't live on in that respect. But if life is about the good that I do, the good that I do, the mitzvahs that I do are intangible. I mean, there's a tangible reality to it, but in the end, they're really an intangible. It lives on. The good that we do lives on. It lives on in the people that we've affected. It lives on in the fact that a mitzvah is eternal, and it lives on. So we all have that. So we're all full of mitzvahs, absolutely, as a pomegranate is full of seeds. But the question that I just bring to the fore over here is, what am I making my life about? If it's about the pleasurable engagements in life, again, whether it's lunch, whether it's the golf, the tennis, the Netflix, the whatever, those things don't live on. You're not going to get Netflix in the sky. You're not going to be playing another round of golf. And you're not doing lunch. Because what you are going to be experiencing after we leave this world is all the good that we accomplish, all the mitzvahs that we did. We will have a pleasure from that mitzvah in a way that we didn't experience in this world. That's what happens in Gan Eden, the Garden of Eden. So from this lesson, just to have a little kind of shift, to have a shift in the way we perceive things, or rather in what we live for. What am I living for is what I will be remembered for, will be what I will, the legacy that I leave, and how present will I be after I leave. Because good is eternal, God is eternal. So the good that we do, the mitzvahs that we do are eternal, and they live on. Now, by the way, that doesn't preclude that you can't do lunch with your friends. But it's not about the lunch, it's about the spirit that comes from that, the good that you've accomplished in it, as opposed to the good that you accomplish through it, rather than the material end that the body seeks. So you do lunch, but because two people got together, as the previous Rabbi said, when two Jews get together, what does it mean that you got together? What does it mean? When there's a benefit for a third. When you benefited another individual, that's when you can say there was a real coming together. If there was just lunch that you had and you had your own enjoyment, it wasn't a benefit for another, then it's not a coming together. It's not a coming together. That's a message to take out from today. Now, I just took the message of, in my direction. Alter Rebbe will explain tomorrow. Begin to start explaining tomorrow. Yeah. Tomorrow. Yeah, we'll explain tomorrow. How is it that the righteous have more influence after their passing? How do we understand that? We actually see that maybe in the Alter Rebbe, there are more people learning Tanya today than in his day. So his influence is increasing. I don't think you could say that about other authors of teachings. And not just learning it, but adherents, disciples of. Are there more disciples of Freud today? Are there more disciples of Einstein today? Are there more disciples of Ayn Rand today? No. Is it increasing? No. You know why? They might have a decent message in some ways and something valuable to teach, but they're not righteous. Their life is not faith, love, and awe of God. The righteous, that's what their life is all about. That's what they embody. And therefore, faith doesn't end. Love and awe of God doesn't end when your physical existence ends. All right, any questions, any comments, any thoughts? Vida, when Hashem resurrects the righteous, are they the same spiritual level as before in their lifetime? Even greater. Joseph, how does Tanya describe hedonism? As an end in itself that is the shell that's covering over on the real truth. The real truth is, in the material world, there's a spark of God that animates it, and if it's of klipas noiga that has a mixture of good and negativity in it, then we need to take the good of it, which means for God's sake to elevate it, to use it in the service of God rather than self-serving. And that's what the whole point is here. We can do the same activity and it could be God-serving or it could be self-serving. If it's just about my own hedonism, meaning my own pleasure, then that's self-serving, and then that's covering over on the spark of God, on the truth of God's presence. And that's a negative thing. And that's called evil in the vernacular of mystical teachings. Simcha. So since the mitzvah are a part of us here on earth, is it fair to say that we are all His children and part of the soul's essence and belongs to Hashem? We are all have done the good mitzvah that has willed us. Yeah, I mean, of course, that's why we're whole, complete, and worthy, because we have a part of Hashem in us. Absolutely correct, Simcha. Yep. And that's what gives us the capability of, and that's what we need to do, is to reveal that truth in us. Exactly. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, John. So again, a reminder, we are starting JLI Wednesday night, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, New York time, Montreal time. You don't want to miss it. My God. 25 different questions about God that are phenomenal and very exciting. So sign up. Go to JLI Montreal, and looking forward. Okay, any other questions? Amazing, all of you. Inspire me every day. We had an amazing TRC last night, by the way. This Thursday we won't have. We'll have the following Thursday. Ooh, the following Thursday. Maybe we'll have this week, actually. This following Thursday we'll not have. I'm going to have Rambam after this. Diane and Cindy have questions? Oh, Cindy. Okay. Very true about Einstein and the others that you mentioned. If anything, there are more people disputing any of their works. Very good. It's a good thing about Judaism. We are allowed to question and dig deeper to findings. And actually, thank you, Cindy, for sharing. Because when we dig deeper, what do we find in Tanya? A greater truth. Not lesser truth, right? Not that we're discarding the teachings today of Tanya because we've got something new to hang on to. No, the truths are more relevant, more real, more, than ever before. Yeah, thank you. Ayana, how would you explain this to who claims that that's why JC and Christianity has grown and still around because of JC is righteous? Very good question. So we learned a concept Ze luma ze asalakim. That whatever God makes on the holy realm, he also does on the unholy realm. In order to keep an equilibrium between light and dark, good and bad, there has to be a balance. Because if good outweighed the bad, if light outweighed darkness, then we wouldn't have much freedom of choice. We'd be more like angels who are compelled to do good rather than choose deliberately to do good, to do the godly. So God creates the world in such a way that there is that, in order that it should be a real choice that we see, that we dig deep, we have to work at it and not just take that which is simple and easy. The simple and easy then is another faith. Just believe and you go to heaven and not to hell. I mean, be a mass killer, but if you still believe in him, so then you're going to be exonerated. So you got the easy way. So, yeah. So God created the world in such a way that we should have a challenge and a struggle. And it shouldn't be, you've got to dig deeper to find truth. And that's why it's a shell. The shell covers over. Because if it was just open godliness, there wouldn't be much of a choice. Now that will be in the times of Mashiach. And that's what the reality we're trying to create. But the fact is right now, there is klipa, there is negativity, there is evil, it's covering over. And therefore, the fact that there is, other religions that propagate and are a lot more people involved in those religions than in Judaism. Jews are, 0.2% of the world population, not even 1%. of the world population, I think 0.2%, if I'm not mistaken, 0.2%. Like, so, and again, the reason for that is the reason for that is it's just there has to be that equilibrium. So we have to thank you. Oh yeah, no, good, excellent. We can talk more about that, but we're going to suffice with that for now. For those who are part of TRC, they will get the link of what they if they missed it. Okay. Looking, see any other questions? Don't see. Okay. All right, beautiful. We're going to do Rambam now for those who like to come and join us. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you for Chabad Zechron Kadesh in Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. Have an amazing, great day. Thank you.